Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing? You good?
Too bad, thanks. Yeah, you got back from the shop all right in the end then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cooking tonight.
Oh,
Um, well, I've been telling quite a few people, but we started like a dinner rota between our family.
oh
So
yeah,
we take it in turns each night to cook since we're all home. So
that makes sense to be fair.
yeah.
I did.
How have you been anyway? How have you been getting on in isolation and stuff?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of weird because I'm half in isolation, but also then obviously I'm still working at the shop, so it's kind of a weird divide between the two things.
Yeah, where are you working? Was it like a supermarket or like a
No, so it's called Grape Tree. It's like a kind of health food store, so it's quite a small shop. But it sells quite a lot of like basic cupboard stuff, so it's quite popular at the moment with obviously everyone wanting to get food in. But yeah, since it's not a large shop, we haven't obviously got someone who like does queue control or does stuff like that. So it's just kind of down to us to try and keep all that sorted. So it's quite stressful.
yeah? Have people been quite like how have people? Because I've been to shops and some people are like, you got some angry people, you got some people who are like don't care about anything and just being normal. There's like a big divide. You know what I mean? How
There
have you found
definitely
it?
is. Yeah, there's a mix. There's some people just because we've got like signs up in our door, just like handwritten ones. We haven't got many official ones, but no one really seems to stop and actually read them, which is quite frustrating. Like some people just walk straight past, like charge straight into the shops. We've got a three-person limit, but literally people just come charging in, and then I've got to yell at them and try and get them back out as I'm trying to serve someone else. So it's a bit of like a, oh my god, what do I do first?
Yeah. Did you get this job just when this started, or have you been there for like quite a while?
No, so I think I've been there about a year. Yeah, about a year now. Because I left another company and then got this job part time, so I could like try and work on my illustration without having to worry too much about money coming in.
Mm,
So yeah, it's been about a year.
yeah. How's it been going, the illustration? Is there a lot of work, or I mean, I suppose now it's dried up, or
Yeah, I mean, there's not that much at the moment, to be fair. Yeah, I've been more working on personal projects, but it's obviously quite difficult right now to know what sort of content to put out there.
mm. Yeah,
But
because you've got quite a big following on Instagram as well. I
yeah,
suppose because like you have to, like you said, be careful about what you put out because you want to be sensitive to the situation and stuff as well.
yeah, exactly. Because I try and kind of create stuff in advance. So I've almost got like a backlog
Mm,
things to upload. But obviously, some things that I pre-prepared just feel a bit weird to put out right now. It's
yeah,
do I just create stuff that's really relevant to what's happening right now, or do I put out stuff that's more of a distraction for people?
yeah. I think it's a fine balance because like with this project, we want to talk to people, but then we don't want to keep
Mm,
make people anxious about the whole idea
yeah.
that the pandemic is happening. So it's like trying to work that balance out. But are you still doing any work like paid work for illustration, or are you just like are you just
So
working on stuff now?
yeah, at the moment, it's for the last few weeks since this happened, it has just been personal work. I've had some companies contact me, but it's kind of at the point I'm at the moment, I'm getting companies contact me about like reviewing their products and stuff as well, which is a bit of a strange thing that I didn't really expect. But obviously, some of them just want to send me stuff and then want me to create an illustration for free, thinking that the product is like equivalent payment.
Yeah,
A lot of that at the moment, but obviously if they're just like sending me one little thing, I'm like, I'm not going to spend hours doing
yeah.
an
I think
illustration
we
for you.
yeah. So I think we've spoken about it before with the whole project we were doing together.
Yeah,
Like people don't appreciate the amount of time it takes to do creative stuff.
no, they definitely don't. So yeah, I've had quite a lot of emails about that kind of thing and just had to say, yeah, no, if you want to pay me, sure, but if not, I'm not going to do it. Maybe in the future we'll work together, but
Yeah.
no.
I think as well, with all this going on, people think, oh, you've got free time, you should be doing
Yeah.
it anyway. And it's like, no, I still need to make money and live.
I know exactly. It's nice to have slightly more free time to be able to do more like, projects that you can enjoy or spend more time on, I think though. That is one good thing at the moment.
What sort of stuff are you doing? Like personal stuff, you said you've got.
Yeah, so I mean, it's the sort of stuff obviously that I'm still putting out on my Instagram. because most of that is just because I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not something that I'm directly making money off of those individual posts. So I've been trying to create ones that are supporting like small brands that are still open, to try and like keep, you know, them have some sort of income coming in, maybe to point people in that direction. I've also just been doing some drawing, sketching, stuff like that I usually wouldn't let myself do, because I'd be like, oh no, I need to just do stuff that people want to see that's I'm putting out online.
Are you still at home, like family home?
Yeah, so I live with my parents, and both my brothers have had to come back from university. So everyone's in the house at the moment. So it's
same as me.
quite crowded.
It's like back to old days when you used to be growing up and stuff, isn't it?
It's very strange.
How are you getting on well? Like all of your family quite like close, or do you like argue and stuff? Or
we're pretty close, to be fair, because my brothers are they're twins and they're 21, so we're not
okay.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I usually use my brother's bedroom as my office, so I've been kicked out of there. My room, which isn't massive, so it's a little bit cramped.
Yeah. And you said, like, I remember you said to me on Instagram you were planning on going to Japan, right?
Yeah, no, I was. So I've been meaning to like go off traveling for quite a while, but I've been putting it off because obviously it would mean quitting the job that I've got, even though it's not, you know, a highly paid job, it is money coming in. So yeah, I kind of kept putting it off and off, and then right at the start of this year I was like, right, no, that's it, I'm gonna actually stuff, I'm gonna plan it, I'm ready. So I booked the flight, spent ages doing all the accommodation, planning out everything I'm doing. Yeah, and then this happened. So it's been officially cancelled now, and I got to try and get all my money back.
Are you going to try and go again, or is that you going
to? Yeah, because I mean, this particular trip to Japan was going to last about, I think, 3.5 weeks. So I want to try and do that again, and then hopefully do some other trips after that. But it's just hard kind of weighing up whether I can still afford to do that, because my job at the shop actually is meant to end right at the end of May.
Oh, really?
Which is probably going to be right in the middle of this. So, yeah, not entirely sure what I'm going to do.
I think that's like the hardest thing. No one knows when it's going to be back to normal.
No.
And it's kind of like trivial because some people are obviously like ill and dying and stuff, so it doesn't matter as much. But it still is. It's everyone's in the same boat, and it's like you don't know when you're going to be getting back to like normal life, sort of thing.
I know, like you can't really plan, can you, for the future or like anything right now? It is just kind of sitting back and seeing what happens.
Yeah, I mean, surely they'll keep you on in the shop because that's like essential work, sort of.
Well, it's a bit complicated. Basically, I've got my contract. Didn't say I'm a temporary worker or anything like that, but the company is trying to claim that I have a temporary contract because someone's coming back off of maternity leave, and they're saying I was only hired to cover her. So it's a bit of a
oh God.
That's quite how far to go with it, whether try and like fight my corner or realise that I'm probably not going to be able to keep my job.
Yeah, it is tricky. I mean, I've been kind of worried as well because I work a lot of freelance work and a lot of it's dried up. So money is like slowly dropping down. My bank account's getting like smaller and smaller. But we'll work it out, I suppose. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was looking at jobs in like supermarkets and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I was actually quite nervous about the idea of. I mean, do you feel nervous when you work there, like with people?
I mean, I'd say I do feel on edge because there's a weird atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like any public place at the moment, it's really strange. Like you. Yes, it's strange atmosphere.
So I lost you there for a minute.
Jammed up.
Did you? Yeah. No, yeah. Like I've whenever I've been shopping, I went just a minute ago to get stuff for cooking for the next few days, and it's like it's kind of like awkward and tense. Everyone's a bit on edge. It's strange. I don't like it, but
I know. I think it's really difficult for like elderly people. I know they're obviously meant to be staying at home, but quite a lot of older people are still coming out to the shop that I work in. And there's like 2 particular customers who both have dementia, and they keep forgetting they come out for their shop already. and coming out again and just buying like one item each time. So like I'm obviously trying to keep the 2 meter distance, but they keep forgetting that that's what they're meant to be doing, or that they're meant to be following these rules, and they're getting quite distressed. So that's quite a tricky situation to deal with at the moment.
Yeah, I spoke to an occupational therapist yesterday who works for the NHS, and she does a lot of palliative care for elderly people.
Mm.
And she said, like, when she goes and visits them, because they're mostly on their own, that's their one point of contact when
Yeah.
they go and get their care. And she said, like, it's kind of sad because there's so many isolated and lonely people, people with dementia, people who just can't get about, and plus they have to be indoors because they're on a 12-week.
Yeah, they're the ones most at risk. So
yeah, most at risk. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's a worrying time. Have you got grandparents and stuff, or?
Yeah, no, I've got grandparents, and one of my my grandma, she suffers from quite bad anxiety already. So she's finding this quite difficult because she kind of tried to avoid the news and everything at first, but at this point it is kind of unavoidable, isn't it? Because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's trying her best to.
Is she like close by where you live? Is she local?
Yeah, she is literally like 10 minutes from our house. So we've been doing shopping for them and then dropping it round to them. And then we've been we set them up on Zoom so we could have a call with them.
It's always funny.
Yeah,
because then I'm looking at the camera like.
They're only like halfway down.
Yeah.
I
think we are like blessed to have that technology though.
Definitely.
You think like, I don't know, like 20 years ago or whatever, we wouldn't have even been able to do this, or 30 years ago or whatever. So like we are lucky to have it, Yeah,
because it is at the moment like the main way that anyone can communicate with each other, just keeping in touch. I think it's kind of weird because I don't know if you found it. Obviously, I'm used to having friends that I don't see that much from uni and things like that who don't live close by. But yeah, almost in this situation, I've ended up talking to them more than I used to. So got back in contact with certain people.
Yeah, James and Kurt, obviously, and Lucas. Yeah. Every day now we say like, "Good morning, how you doing?" Yeah. Whereas before it was just like now and again.
No, you just busy with life, aren't you?
Yeah. It's kind of like sad that it takes this sort of thing to make you realise that. But yeah, I mean, on that point, do you think that this will be positive in any way in the long run? Obviously, like it's not a good thing, but do you think positives?
I think in a way, because it is making everyone have to really slow down and consider what is important, and to think about like, what have I actually got right here, in my house where I am. I've got my family, like, I mean, not everyone has them with them right now, but just anything that you do have at this point, I think it's making people a lot more appreciative of these little things.
One thing that I've noticed, so I know you're a vegan, but I'm a vegetarian as well now.
Oh yeah.
Been for a while, yeah. And my family now are basically all veggie because
I really
they have to. Well, they don't have to, but they cater for me. So like, okay, we'll just go veggie. But I think with what's going on and like the economic, struggle it's putting people through, people are realizing that buying meat and stuff all the time is not economical. And it's more expensive, and it's bad for the environment, and it's against animal welfare, all this sort of things. I don't know if everyone feels the same, but I've definitely realised a lot more, and I think my family have as well.
Yeah, well, I think it has. Again, it's given people more time to question more like morals in life and stuff like that. You've got to do a lot of deep thinking because like what else you've got to do at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's the sort of situation that people might come out of. Reconsidering decisions like eating meat, and also I think with like buying lots of stuff like fashion, the rate that we consume clothes at, it's a habit, isn't it, to like go out the weekend, just go to the shops, just go around, like pick up some bits, whereas now people can't do that. You've got to be a lot more conscious about what you are buying, because you're thinking, actually, like at every point in the supply chain, someone is having to go out and put themselves in, slight danger at this point. So it's making you value those goods a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. And we were speaking to some people the other week, and they said that they think it might be the death of the high street, like once and for all. But not only because people are buying less, but because people are just going to be, if they do buy it, it'll be online.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good and bad. I don't know. It's a
I know,
strange one.
that's the difficult one. Yeah, because working in the town centre, like there were already a lot of shops that have closed, and obviously now nearly everything is currently closed. And it is like which ones are actually gonna reopen. You don't know, and I really hope that small businesses get the support they need to reopen.
Yeah.
That would be such a shame, the amount that we are going to lose of them. But yeah, obviously, I'm assuming most of the large stores are going to be able to have the financial aid to make it through this because they've got online shops.
Yeah, you'd expect so. Where are you? Where are you based? Are you cool?
So it's like near.
I don't know why I thought you were Cornwall. Yeah,
Oh,
is it
no.
quite built up area then? There's a lot of shops and stuff in the town, or
Not particularly. I mean, the part that I live in, I live like right by the seafront, but the town centre's a bit further down. It's not a massive one. It is where we are. It's kind of like a seafront place that people will come and visit. So it's sort of like people have a little look around the shop. So it's not like a humongous city centre.
Like seaside town. Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's busy. People on walks on the beach and like.
It is. Yeah, that's
busier than usual.
Careful how I'm timing my walks because I don't want to go out in the middle of the day, especially with the nice weather at the moment. Can get quite busy, so I'm trying to go in the evening once it's cooled down and not as many people want to go out, and I'm trying to go like around the houses as opposed to the beach just to try and spread it out a bit.
It's weird. I feel like there's more people out now than there was before.
I know, everyone's up running, cycling. Yeah. It's so strange.
Everyone's like a fitness freak now.
I know, we're all going to come out of this like really hench, aren't we? We're going to
looking in good shape.
Yeah.
I suppose you're quite lucky because you're in quite a nice area then, if you're by the sea and stuff.
Yeah, I do feel really fortunate about that because obviously if you're in a more central location, it must be quite difficult to get out on a walk. And even the fact that I've got a garden, definitely really grateful for that. And I feel like, if people have gardens, then maybe they should try and go on their walks at slightly more unusual times so that those who don't have a garden can, make the most of the sunshine in the middle of the day and actually get out when the weather's still nice.
Yeah. What are you doing in your like free time? Have you took up any new hobbies? Are you like cycling or yoga?
I've been trying to learn Japanese since I can't go.
Really?
I may as well start learning that.
So sick.
Yeah, so I've been trying to learn that, which I'm not great at, but my pronunciation is so bad and I keep forgetting it all, but I'm at the start, so I'll get there in the end, I'm sure.
Yeah, nice.
You taken up anything?
I've got back into running and I do skipping now, like with the proper skipping rope. And it's easy because you can do it in the garden, the small space.
No, that's a good idea.
We're doing a lot of reading, some painting, some drawing, just trying to I'm still doing work as well, but trying to make use of the time just to enjoy it. Oh, and I started making music actually as well. So
nice. What kind of stuff are you making?
It's like electronic sort of stuff. So I've got like a synth, I don't know if you know, a synthesizer, like a modular thing. Yeah, so it's one of them. I don't know. I don't think the neighbours like it, but
Oh no, I can't imagine that. I know it's like both my brothers are pretty musical.
Oh, really?
There's constantly either piano or electric guitar or something playing in my house at the moment.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Quite loud.
Do they hang out? I suppose they're twins. Are they quite close, or?
Well, they argue a lot. They're quite opposite personalities, but they have the same hobbies, which is quite funny. So they both play badminton, which they were doing out in the garden earlier. And yeah, they're both quite musical, but they're still doing their uni work at the moment. So for most of the time, they're just kind of hauled up in their room trying to get their dissertations done because they're in third year. So
their final year.
Yeah, they're doing a fourth year afterwards. Fortunately for them, so it isn't their final, but they do have to get obviously their dissertation and their main projects handed in.
So what's the deal with them? Has stuff been cancelled, or is it just work from home? Or
it's work from home, and I think their deadlines have been pushed back slightly. So I'm pretty sure they said they've each got I think it was a 2-week extension or something like that. And obviously the grading criteria has changed quite a lot. I can't remember how they decided to do it. It's something like you can't go lower than the average grade that you've already got, I think is the way that the uni's doing it. Because they go to Southampton Uni, as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
Oh,
same kind of.
yeah.
Quite funny. We all ended up there.
Yeah, what are they studying?
One does electronic engineering and the other one does acoustic engineering.
Oh wow, okay, pretty similar then in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother's at Sussex. He's just come back.
Yeah. Oh, so that's near me, yeah, Sussex.
Yeah, and he's all of his essays have been like pushed back and stuff. But he's lucky he's in second year, so he's all right. He's got another year.
That's fortunate, yeah.
But like I know people who are in their final year, like at WSA, they're supposed to have their
Yeah, I don't know how that's working.
I spoke to Kurt because he works at the university still.
Oh, yeah.
And they're doing it online, I think. Like a whole degree show online, which is really gutting. And maybe in September. Yeah, like all that work, and it's just.
Yeah.
But he said in September they might have a degree show, but it'll be like once everything's finished, so it'll be a strange scenario. But yeah, I do feel bad for the students, but
yeah,
it'd be worse, I suppose.
It'd be odd having a degree show like ages after you've handed in the work.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Yeah, you would have you might have got like a job and done loads of other stuff by then, and then you're suddenly doing a degree show like back from when you were at uni. You might your work and be like, oh no, I don't, this is awful. What was I thinking?
Well, this is the thing, yeah, because when you leave, you get better quite quickly.
Definitely.
And you probably go back and be like, nah, don't worry about it.
Change that, would have changed that. Yeah, would not have submitted that.
Yeah, literally. I can't believe how quick it's gone since uni. It's been mad. Like since we were at uni.
It really has, gone by. It's 2 years, isn't it now, nearly?
It will be, and it will be, 2 years.
Scary.
Mad. Yeah, it is mad. Oh, I got a message from Derek as well, by the way, about
you did.
Yeah. So he's gonna come on this actually.
Oh, is he?
Well, I spoke to him. I said I'll try and help him if I have time. And he said he'd come on this. So yeah, we'll see.
Nice.
The thing is, right, what we've realised with this is so many people who are bored and like have free time. We spoke to a Buddhist monk from.
Yeah, I saw some of that one.
Yeah, like that was insane. He was based in Brazil. He's based in India, but he's from Brazil. We spoke to doctors, like psychologists. We spoke to YouTubers, free parkour, free runners. Like it's been really cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to try and slowly grow it into like wider groups and see who we can get on, basically. Yeah.
Yes, the more you put out, like the more people are going to see it and then be interested in getting involved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you go and like contact the people like the Buddhist monk then and just ask could they be interested? Or
yeah, that was like someone, Ollie, who I run this with. He knows his sister. His sister's a chocolatier, and
okay.
So interesting family. So you've got like a chocolatier and a Buddhist monk, like brother and sister, which is interesting. Great. Yeah, it's mad. But the Buddhist monk, when he was 24, he had a business and he had like 10 employees working for him.
Oh.
And he just went, I'm not happy. I want to change my life, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, no, I mean, I used to do, when we were at uni, they used to do Buddhist meditation classes over at the Southampton campus.
Oh, yeah.
To go to them. And some of the stuff they talk about was really interesting.
Are you like, have you ever tried meditation then quite a lot or?
Yeah, so I used to do it, when I was at uni. It was like an hour class every week. And then I try and do it in the mornings as well. And then I've kind of fallen out of the routine. But then I found, just before all this happened, found a like meditation center just down the road from me. So me, my mum and my grandma, the one who's suffering from anxiety, came along with us. And she is such a shame because she said, like, I haven't felt this calm in ages. She really enjoyed it. And then, of course, she had to stop going because of this. So, it was a shame.
That's great you went together, though.
Yeah, no, it was a really nice thing to do, like 3 generations go along.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I don't do that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do it. Well, I try and do it every morning for half an hour.
Oh, that's good.
And I'm really into like Buddhism and stuff. Like, I've been reading about it quite a lot. I just think, like, aside from all the religious or whatever you want to call it, like that sort of side of things, just meditation's so good for you on like a personal level. Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's hard to do at first just because you're not used to actually sitting there and doing nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, do you follow like a guided one or do you just do it yourself? Or
I used to do guided, but now I just go alone.
Yeah, once you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it's quite intimidating, isn't it? Like you don't really know what to do, and someone says, "Oh, yeah, just sit there and meditate." You think, what am I meant to do?
I mean,
Yeah. What am I meant to be? Am I meant to be thinking about anything? Nothing? What?
Yeah. Have you ever read any books on Buddhism or anything?
No, I haven't actually.
This one I'd recommend. It's called Tibetan Book of Living and Dying.
Okay.
And it's like, well, it talks about a lot of things, but it's a really good introduction to like Buddhist beliefs. And for example, they believe that we should always think about death and always have it in the front of our mind.
Yeah.
So that we live like in the moment, and we're always like, we know that we're impermanent and any day we could just go.
Yeah.
Which is like quite scary to think about, but
it's quite empowering as well, I think.
Very empowering, yeah. And once you grasp it, like you really feel like you're like, yeah, I'm gonna like take this day by the horns. And, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll have to try and read some of the books, because I was really enjoying like in both the different classes I went to, as well as doing meditation, there was like a kind of talking session where whoever was guiding the meditation would talk about the particular beliefs. So it was like Buddhist beliefs in the first lot, and then I can't remember what. It was a different kind of sector of meditation that I went to the second time. It was quite an interesting group, because the founders of it, I think, were all women, and it was quite a like female-led one, which was quite unusual. Yeah, it was really interesting to hear about. So I might have to do a bit more reading about.
What kind of meditation was it? You say it's different.
I'm trying to remember. It was one I'd never heard of. It was my mum that found the class, and I really can't think what it was. They talk a lot about your third eye, which at first I was like, what?
Yeah.
This is a bit like, ooh,
yeah.
yeah, when they explained it all, and the fact that that is just your soul and that's what you're focusing on when you're meditating, I was like, oh, okay, it's not as weird as I thought.
Yeah.
It's good. Like all these strange theories, when you hear them without actually reading about what they actually mean and why they're there, you think this is crazy.
Oh yeah, there's a bit in the book when you're like enlightened, so like the monks in Tibet, after they die, they leave their body for 9 days, and apparently, if it's left and that person is like enlightened, their body turns into just light and rainbow, and all that's left is their nails, their nails and their hair. Their body just disappears. And the guy who writes it, he vouches like it's true, like I've seen it happen. But like I could never believe it without seeing it. I don't know. It's like
I know. Yeah, definitely say I'm more spiritual than religious. Like I'm not a
100%, yeah,
person in any way. But yeah, all kind of some spiritual beliefs. I think I don't necessarily believe that they actually happen. I like the idea behind them.
Yeah, I think that's the best part about it. If it makes you a better person, you enjoy life more. Then it's not to like, really.
I know. Yeah, a lot of people are put off by the fact they think, oh, it's like a bit hippy dippy, isn't it?
Yeah. But I just think if everyone was like that, it'd be such a happy world to live in. It's quite idealistic, obviously, but
that's what at uni. When we used to get our essay feedbacks.
Yeah.
Every single one, one of the comments used to be, "You're too idealistic."
You can't be too. You gotta.
Then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, like, I like thinking about utopian ideas and trying, because someone has to do it,
Yeah.
You've got to try and push forward.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, we wouldn't move forward as a society at all.
Exactly. Yeah. And I do actually think we've mentioned it before, but I do think this will hopefully lead to some big changes for like society and for people.
Yeah.
Just like traveling too much, being greedy, eating too much, like. All this sort of stuff we don't need to spend money on and do, hopefully we'll learn.
I think so. Yeah, there's definitely a lesson to be learned from this.
Yeah, once we get to the end of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a bit of because there's a lot of people obviously talking about, well, there's the wet markets, isn't there, that people thought this started from, and stuff like that, with animal agriculture and factory farming, and where quite a lot of these sort of diseases come from. But I think it's quite difficult to know whether to talk about that or not at the moment, because where I follow a lot of people who are within the vegan community, some almost being quite insensitive and just you know, trying to say like, oh, I can't believe all you people started this by eating meat from factory farms and yada yada. If we don't stop, like, it's going to happen again. But it's hard to know, you know, is this the time and the place to actually be having that conversation, or is it quite insensitive considering, you know, it's a weird place to be at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. I think right now it's so raw, and there's people literally like suffering, and people's family are like dying, and
Yeah,
I don't think it's right to point the finger.
no, I don't think so either.
Yeah,
no,
I think some of the points are true, and
yeah,
but like I think people need to learn themselves. We can't be like, you're wrong.
definitely.
It just makes it worse.
I think I'm quite a stubborn person, so if someone tells me to do something, I just won't do it. I'd go the exact opposite direction. Whereas like there's information out there. Like, that's why I try and put my resources out there on social media, because it's like if people want to read it and find it, they can. But there's not that instant pressure to like make a change. They can go away and think about the things that they've seen, and then possibly make like positive steps towards reducing their meat consumption, or make, you know, more sustainable life choices. And that's kind of like what I hope to get from the stuff that I'm putting out there.
When did you first like get into being like veganism and stuff? When was that?
So it was first year of uni, and actually the reason that I went, I mean, it took me about 6 months to go vegan, but the reason that I started eating less meat was actually to save money, because I was a student.
Yeah.
That was my initial reasoning, and then looking into the environmental side and obviously the ethics of eating animals. Then gradually I started to realize, okay, actually there's quite a lot of evidence that this isn't really a great decision to be, you know, making to continue eating meat. And I think it came out of nowhere a bit for my family. They were a bit surprised, because I've always been quite a foodie.
Yeah. No, I was the same. I came home from uni and I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm veggie. And they're like, your favorite meal is like a burger.
Yeah, no,
like, no.
you love roast chicken, and I was like, yeah, it's not roast dinner without the roast chicken. I mean, you know, roast potatoes, Linda McCartney, shredded chicken, we're all good.
The thing is, like, there's so many alternatives now. Like, I've been trying to try all the different, like Linda McCartney. You've got is it husk? Oh, what's it called? The sausages. I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, loads. There's
loads of alternatives. And when you start to cook with vegetables, you can do so much once you like put your mind to it.
Yeah, you can, and I think it has made me a more adventurous eater. Like I was anyway, but you have to be quite creative sometimes with meals. Like if the rest of my family are having a certain meal and I want to eat the same kind of thing, then I've got to think, how can I recreate this? But with vegan ingredients.
Did you go straight vegan, or did you go veggie vegan?
I mean, it was kind of just a gradual cutting down. I didn't do it, so I went vegetarian and then vegan. But it was about 6 months, I think. And I'd gone, just before that, I had gone completely vegan, but I did this thing called Lost 99. I don't know if you remember that at uni, when so they basically like drop you off in a random location 99 miles away from the university, and then you have to try and get back and complete all these challenges. And I did it with Megan, and we got a bit stuck. It took us way too long to get back. Basically, we had a complete disaster. I had to stay at my friend's house, and we had to get the train back the next day. And I remember we hadn't really packed like much food or anything like that, so we got stuck at this train station, and literally the only option was a cheese sandwich. And I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to break it. It set me back a little bit.
Did you have it?
I did eat the cheese sandwich. Yeah, that was quite early on.
I'm sure you've been forgiven. That's
yeah. Everyone does that at first. Everyone.
Yeah.
Like people put too much pressure on themselves. I think they think you've got to go from eating meat all the time to suddenly eating nothing at all overnight, and that really isn't the way that you've got to do it. It's whatever works for you.
Yeah, and I think as long as you're trying your best, at least you're trying, you know.
Well, exactly. It's better to do something rather than nothing, instead of thinking this is all too intimidating, so I'm just going to ignore it and carry on as I am.
Yeah. I think I'll definitely go vegan once I live on my own.
Yeah, a lot of people say
it's so difficult at home. Yeah, because when it's like milk and cheese and anything that my parents cook with milk or cheese or anything butter in it, it's like there is alternatives, but they're not using the alternatives, so I'd have to like make them use it, sort of thing.
That is definitely something my family's had to get used to. But I think once we found stuff that works, like Flora's gone completely vegan now, the butter.
Oh yeah.
So we just have that obviously in our fridge instead. And my brother, who isn't vegan, like no one else in my family is, so he's just found he prefers the taste of oat milk to cow's milk. So we have that in the fridge all the time as well. And just like little things like that, eventually they kind of got used to when I'm using oat cream instead of normal cream in dishes that she's cooking.
Yeah, I've realised that, like you said, oat milk and coconut milk it actually tastes better in most meals.
No, yeah, I thought I didn't like cereal, but it turns out I just didn't like milk.
Really?
Milk. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite mad. It is mad. But there's so much now. I think there's no excuse not to at least try it. You know.
I know. Yeah. I think a lot of people are more open-minded to trying it at this point because there has been a lot more resources and like programs and stuff on it instead of being this weird thing that's like, oh god, you're vegan, like you must be a bit strange, why would you want to do that?
Honestly, go back like 5 years, not even 5 years, like a few years, and people didn't have as much of an open mind. Now it's like, like Channel 4 doing TV shows about it, BBC. It is good to see. Have you tried the Linda McCartney chorizo sausages before? I don't know if they're vegan.
I have tried them, yeah.
Oh, they're unreal. They're so good.
There's other ones. I think they're Waitrose. They're a bit fancy, but they do like chorizo swirls or something. And if you make like a paella or something and put them in, oh, it's so good. They are the best.
Yeah, very nice. All right, great. I was just going to ask you one more thing before we go. Do you have any like recommendations for people, like books, films, or like stuff that you've been binge watching on Netflix or reading books or?
Ooh, well, at the moment I'm reading a series called The Rosie Project. It's a fiction book, but it's quite like a light-hearted kind of book, which I think for right now is a really nice thing to be reading because it's just a nice break from the world and everything that's going on. And at the moment, me and my family are, well, I've already watched it, but we're watching Sex Education on Netflix. So
I've not seen that yet.
you got to watch it. It's so good, so funny. Yeah.
I just got Disney Plus actually.
Did you? Everyone seems to be getting it. I haven't got it yet.
I said I bet they were actually kind of like low-key happy that this has happened because people need something to watch so they can get Disney Plus.
I know their subscribers have probably gone
through the roof. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, Amy. It was lovely to speak to you.
Yeah, I know. It's good to catch up. To you.
And yeah, I hope you and your family stay safe anyway. And we'll speak to you in a bit. Good luck with all your work as well.
Thanks.
Nice to see you later, Amy.
Right, bye.